Ladies and gentlemen, I got kind of a story to read to you here. How many of you out there know the full story of our bride and our groom?
We don't know, tell us.
They don't. Thank you, sir, because we're going to do just that. I have right here a love story of our bride and our groom. I want to tell you, they fill out some paperwork, and then I tell you the story. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. The first question I asked the bride and groom is, are we still confused on seats? Alright, here we go. First question I asked is how they met and where. Now mind you, this is what Ashley filled this part out, and here's what she had to say about how they met. Nick had been admiring me since philosophy class at Royal High School. Right? I noticed him on the first day. I remember thinking, wow, he sure looks a lot like that girl sitting next to him. That girl turned out to be his sister. Twin sister, I guess. Where is she? There you go. Nick couldn't help but notice me. Maybe it had something to do with me showing up to class late every single day. They officially met 3 years later at Jared Ward's 21st birthday party. Jared, where are you? They met at your birthday party officially. There you go. It's all a blur to Jared. Now, what did Ashley think upon their re-meeting? Here's what she had to say. Wow, he cut his hair and grew a goatee. He's looking kind of cute. What did Nick think? He says, there's that pretty girl from philosophy class. He says he felt attracted to her immediately and remembered admiring her from across the classroom. He also remembers how smoothly he invited himself to her birthday party. Now after that, they didn't get to see each other for 7 months. Thank you, I know, right? I was waiting, thanks, Mom. They met again at a Halloween party and immediately exchanged phone numbers. The first 6 months were challenging as Nick's mother fell ill and it got quite serious. They would meet most nights for coffee, but said it gave them the opportunity to really get to know each other on a deeper level without the normal superficial things. Ashley remembers their first date and what made her fall in love with Nick. Here's what she had to say. It was a clear fall night, the stars were shining brightly, and I remarked about how beautiful the sky was. He agreed and started talking about science stuff and looked at me for a response. You guys know where I'm going with this? Quickly, she says, I scanned my brain for something interesting to say and came up with nothing. So I replied, I don't know much about astronomy, but I'd love to hear more about it. He was so sweet and kind. In that moment, he never teased me. He was perfect. I asked Nick what made him fall in love with Ashley, and here's what he had to say. While my mom was gravely ill, I was overwhelmed by the love, support, and thoughtful words I received from Ashley. I remember how positive she made me feel in such a tough situation. Now, who do you think said I love you first? Wow. If you think Nick said I love you first, raise your hands. Make some noise. If you think Ashley said it first, raise your hands. Make some noise. All right. Here's what Ashley had to say about that. Knowing my ego, I probably held out and waited for Nick to say it first, but I loved Nick from the beginning. I know. I asked them what other struggles or roadblocks they've encountered along the way, and here's what they wrote down. Crazy ex-girlfriends, jealous ex-boyfriends, and cougars. Let's find out about that. What's with the cougars?
Vegas, and I was walking on the other side of Nick, so I couldn't be seen from this bar balcony. And some cougar was like, hey you, yeah, you. I said, no, hey, him. Oh, and also I think this is the first dad's hearing that, that my 21st birthday that he paid for me and a friend to go to Vegas, we brought Nick along.
Now, in case you didn't know, that was Ashley. All right. Here we go. Moving right along before it soaks in with Dad. All right. I asked Ashley if Nick had any bad habits that annoyed her, and here's what she had to say. Nick doesn't know where anything goes. He always moves the shower mat so it blocks the drain. He spends too much time setting the lineup for his fantasy leagues. He makes the dog cry by singing Bloop. But worst of all, he's always sucking up to my parents. Is that true?
No, he's sweet. He doesn't.
He is a good guy, right?
Good guy. Yeah,
Nick's a good guy, yeah? That's right. So, I then asked Nick if Ashley had any bad habits. Here's what he had to say. Dishes. Ashley leaves dishes in the sink or even out in the front when done eating. She never washes dishes either. Literally never. Clothes. She does quite often leave her clothes on the floor rather than putting them in the laundry basket. Another little clothing pet peeve, she will run clothes through the washer and dryer but leave them in the dryer when done. Then claim that she did laundry. I always have to fold and hang up the clean clothes, which I tell her is 90% of the work. So you can't say you've done laundry unless you have put away the clean clothes. Right? Am I right? And then, when I do, this is Nick, when I do put away her clean clothes, it's always in the wrong place. So typically she leaves clothes and other items out, doesn't put them away, but then complains about it when I try to clean up. I asked them what are the 3 secret ingredients that hold them together. Here's what they put down. Laughter, communication, and a mortgage. I asked them what are the 5 things they like doing together. They like to stay home and watch TV while they order takeout, walk and play with the dogs, going to bed early. Yeah, they're ready for that. Okay. Running errands together. They say they're great teammates, so they love playing games together and teaching each other about their different interests. I asked Nick if this was his last message to Ashley, what would he say? I would say that I love you and I'm grateful for every moment we have spent together. I would say that I love you in this life and the next, but after that, we're done. I then asked Ashley if this were her last message to Nick, what would she say? Here's what she wrote down. I loved you always and will love you always. There you go. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to direct your attention to that gentleman over there. How would we can for Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Edward Brew. For their first official dance as husband and wife. Let's hear it for Nick